welcome to Wavetech Tour. This is just going to be a recording from my live stream from Twitch. Me and other Quantum members had a tour on Wave. I hope you will enjoy it. It's not edited, so you can enjoy the full experience as I did. Hope you will enjoy it. Have fun!
Guys, you know what
It
would
just
be
flashes everything.
the funniest to put in one of these books? Like the
Yeah.
save state
What?
book text.
Uh,
Just everyone.
Don't do a save state book.
I have the mod here, the book trolling mod.
How about you don't?
Yeah,
What do we have?
I have the mod by F computer, so I can do that.
I have it as well.
Remember that you are guests. Like, if you are invited to someone's house in real life, you don't just shit on the floor. Come on.
Yeah, but you make save state
by the-
books.
hello, guys. It's showing me
Hello.
invalid path. Can you show the screenshot on the Wave 2 channel?
Can someone screen share?
I'm screen sharing. Yeah, what do you think of this book here?
Okay, just generally, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people from Quantum online right now. We're apparently missing 2 people. Do you guys have any have an idea who that might be?
Demogorgon is having issues.
Yeah, I'm getting off.
The other one, I don't know.
Velazar, could you try to help them solve that?
What's the issue?
I start my game and it crashes instantly.
Watch my stream. Like,
Can you send me the crash report?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys
Let's see.
Wait, so
God, I love having Velazar in the VC.
Yeah, same.
Where should we put the
I was
books?
just gonna say.
Thank you.
Where do we put the books?
In the lime shulker box on the right.
Okay.
My book is the biggest.
Prototech is the best. No, it's not.
Oh, it's
My
this
book is
issue.
I have to split, make a bit of propaganda, you know. We need more members on Proto.
Boop, boop.
I mean, you know, you could also update to 1.21.
No, we cannot because we don't have the things in 1.12. Also, it will delete all of our inventories. I want to be unkillable.
So I'm gonna just remove the Chronos 3 White Trencher schematics, syncmatics, because they seem to be causing issues.
Wait, really?
Yes.
How are the skips? What?
It's some localization issue, like with the
That's
letters.
so weird. Okay.
So
The world
they're-
border.
Yeah, they're all going bye-bye. So now you should be able to join. I hope.
Thank you.
Demo. There we go.
Yes, we have
Oh, he
another
has the
book,
team.
guys.
oh my god, I'm finally here.
We still
All
have
right,
9
let's count
people.
again. BNM, CA, Curate,
Not
Demogorgon, Funky, Koalus, Fla, Ravax, Warfox. That's still 9. We're missing 2 people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Runbo.
There we go.
No,
Yeah, that's
10.
10.
Yeah, it crashed again.
No. 9.
Maybe it's
annoying.
just
Maybe it's them.
Syncmatica being a bitch. So maybe just get rid of Syncmatica.
Yeah.
What is? Oh,
It says
I'm not even sure I have it
renderer,
on my-
fabricate pack, but can you like send the entire report? Like the file?
Wait, the 3 white
Because
finches
this
at the
isn't
world
enough.
border are causing it?
Wait, so I just close it. So shit. What's? Oh, yeah.
You can just go to .minecraft and the crash reports folder.
Okay, while this is happening, I would like to say a couple things before the tour officially starts. First of all, we in a second when everyone signs their books, I will make a backup, and so we are going to be in a backup. We will inevitably have to teleport you all to some of the locations because, for example, one of the locations we're gonna see is at the world border, and there is just no way we are taking the pig cannon.
Oh,
The charging is going to take way too much time.
But it
It's,
would be fun. It would be fun.
No, it would be a
Wait.
server crash. I can tell you that right now. It would be a server crash. There would be some people getting stuck, 3 million blocks out in the nether, 700k from the actual location. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, the cannon doesn't even reach all the way there right now.
So, unfortunately, we are going to have to inevitably teleport from time to time. Whenever you get stuck somewhere, you can either message me, Trolley, or Velizar. In a second, I'm gonna give them OP, so they will be able to teleport you around as well. What else?
Oh, I
Um,
already have.
What else? What
Where are you?
else?
Link? Here.
Oh, right, of course. Some of the, actually, most of the locations we're going to see are so big that it's probably more convenient to just watch them from Spectator. So on Wavetech, to go into Spectator, you do /S.
Okay.
It's a symmetrical command. It's /S for going into Spectator and /S for going into Survival, which is the logical way of doing it. I have no idea why some other servers are splitting it into two commands or using two letters. Just do /S.
Yeah. Or /C on Cycraft because that makes sense.
I mean, just one letter.
Yeah, for a lot of us UCS nowadays.
I honestly don't get it.
Neither.
Minute of
Okay.
silence.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8. We're now missing 3. So we have one person who is dealing with their client crashing, but we're still missing 2.
Or
Wait,
two.
VNM, demo, me, on BO has issues.
I'm here. So
Do we have Corette on the server?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
I don't know who's missing.
Koalas, is Koalas here?
yeah, he's here.
Okay. Raven.
He's here. Yeah.
Raven isn't here.
Raven isn't here? Where is he?
Oh,
I'm
he's
here.
here.
Oh,
I don't see Raven on SMP.
it's
Oh,
fine.
never mind. It's Funky Raven.
Funky.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
Yes, true. People who's missing? What?
Absurd.
Oh right, absolutely.
Rambo just joined.
Yeah, I'm not crashing, so it seems to be okay.
It was
Oh.
just continuity.
The server. There we go. Join.
Oh, is Revex here?
Yeah, he's here.
Yes.
Race just left.
Okay,
Oh yeah, it's only absurd.
yeah, I don't think he'll make it in time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So one person is missing. Who's that?
Yeah, Race just left. Race.
No, Raceworks is not here.
Or
That was
Race is-
not-
Oh, it was a bot. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Why would I invite Raceworks?
No, I said Race.
We can help
Yeah,
you.
it's Raceworks.
That's his
Wow.
name.
We
Okay,
invited the concept of race.
I
All
don't
right.
think.
Has everyone signed their books? I see that Rambo is now doing their book.
Yeah, with Absurd, I don't think he'll show up like at times, so I guess we can just start after NBO signs his book.
Should like do we have to give our signed book somewhere?
Put it
in
in the
the-
lime shulker box.
Green box.
Okay, so I have books from B&M, Funky Raven, Fla, Warfox, Koalos, Curette, CA, Runbow, Demogorgon, and Ravex. Alright, we've got everyone's books. So, hold on for a second. I'm just gonna take the backup.
So Ravex's book is 200 bytes. What did you write?
200 bytes is fine.
No, but like in
Okay, so
comparison to the
that's
other
cool.
books. Minus? Oh, minus 200.
It's just one page. The one by Revax is just one page.
Okay.
That's fine.
Mine is also on page.
Let's just make a safe state, Shulker.
I'm pretty sure Lame made one and
I
put it in the
already-
lime box.
I already started it, but nobody continued.
Real. That's such a shame.
You have a pretty gold farm over here.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So rich to afford to put gold blocks in the floor.
Who gave me a Joe Biden map? What?
Probably
I-
0x.
No,
Yeah,
JKM.
actually, I've appreciated the earthquake for giving me an ancient debris.
No, I got something better.
Man, I got the one thing that actually matters, ancient debris.
All right. So I have the backup. I just quickly want to say thank you all for coming and actually setting up your clients. This setup went so much quicker than any other tour we did in the past. Good job.
Yeah.
We know
Uh,
proto members are the best.
Thank you for having us.
You're fucking Quantum, you dance.
No, I'm a proto member.
Proto member,
Yo,
ban him.
this is a
Ban
Quantum tour.
Proto member.
Man, BNM is plugging Proto everywhere he can. That's his persona at this point. Like,
All right. Now I would like everyone who is not actively, touring or asking questions to mute themselves so we don't get random noise
Of
in the
course.
background.
got you.
Mhm. So, welcome everyone to the first tour of Wavetech in 2025. So we are today touring some guys from the Quantum SMP. Hey guys.
Hello.
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 All right. So I already kind of said it before, but let's say it again. Generally, you will be following me. I will be the main host of the tour. However, we have a couple other Wavetech members who will be talking about some of the projects. So generally, some of the projects are going to be way too big to appreciate in survival. If you want to go into spectator, you do /s. Yes, it's a symmetrical command, so you don't have to worry about the different commands for going into spectator versus survival. And also it puts you back into the same place as you originally went. So, yeah, I hope you got all the gear from the shulker boxes I prepared, and yeah, let's start the tour. So we are right now inside of our spawn perimeter plus the spawn palace. So the spawn palace was actually one of the first things that was built on Wavetech that is still standing and looking kind of presentable. This was built around. This was built sometime around November 2020. And the palace was designed by Coleri, and it's approximately 250,000 blocks in volume. So it was built in around 2 weeks. And fun fact, it's required so much terracotta that I had to build a quarry. So that was back in 1.16, and later when we upgraded to 1.18, obviously we had to redo the perimeter to reach the new bedrock level. So we did, and after we upgraded the perimeter to 1.18 terrain, we also did some nice decoration on the perimeter. So as you can see, we have some really nice walls and floor. So let me start with the floor. So the floor was designed by Cookies for You. She designed the tile. However, we did not build the floor manually. We printed it using our perimeter printer, which is a machine that can automatically print perimeter floor or walls designed by a fellow Wavetech member, Rufro. So this was all printed automatically, this entire 750 by 750 perimeter. So the walls, those unfortunately had to be built manually. If I remember correctly, they were about 1.3 million blocks, though I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. So the walls were also designed by Cookies for You, and yeah, they look absolutely amazing. I recommend checking them out in Spectator, so you can also see how they compare to, to the palace and the island. Oh, of course, the island. obviously, the palace originally was built at Y level 0, which was the previous bedrock level. Well, around Y0. However, after we made the new perimeter, it was just floating in mid-air, so we decided that we're going to build it on top of a floating island. And since then, we actually got quite a lot of other floating island style builds. We're definitely going to see at least one of them further into the tour.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think right now we have like 6 or 7 builds, like pretty big builds, which are hosted on a floating island. Actually, 2.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to see 3. We're definitely going to see 3 or more floating island builds, other than the spawn palace. So yeah.
You could say you guys are the kings of floating islands.
You could say that.
Kind of.
Well,
All right. Do we have any questions, or can we continue?
wait, what version was this palace built in originally? 116?
116. Wavetech started in June 2020, which was 116.
Oh, I see.
I only have one question. Why is it not centered to the
Wait,
parry?
sorry, what?
Why is it
Why
not
is it-
centered to the parry?
Oh.
The island is
Because
not.
Okay, so the perimeter was centered on the spawn chunks. However, the palace was centered on 002 match with the at that point future nether hub. So the palace is centered with the nether hub, which is at 00, but the perimeter is centered on the spawn chunks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know it looks kind of bad, but like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know, that was a 2020
we
decision.
Actually aware of that. It actually took us a long time to notice.
yeah, I can see you guys also used a lot of quartz. I assume, like, yeah, that was a very good choice back in the day, because like it was a new block, I think. Actually, how much
No, it
quartz
was
is
not.
No,
It's
quartz
like
has been a thing for
1.66 or
forever.
something.
Yeah, it's just that
Alright.
in 116 it was made renewable via pigment
Right.
bartering.
Forgetting that. Yeah, but it was not really viable to farm it to like use a lot of it in before 116.
Yeah, 116
On
really
this
opened
scale, it's
a
like
bunch of doors
more
for the builders.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. I think every update it's like it's a plus for builders.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like we can continue. So let's all go to the Nether. Let's just use the Nether portals in the middle of the palace. Jesus, so many messages in chat from all the achievements. Okay, is anyone still in the overworld, or are we all in the Nether?
Now I'm in the nether. It potted me back.
Yeah,
Alright.
back here also.
I guess we're all in the nether.
Okay, yeah, let's wait for everyone. Actually, I'm quickly gonna give myself glowing so everyone can see me better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right, now I'm glowing. Everyone can see me. Okay, is everyone on the Nether side?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our Nether hub. Actually, more of an old Nether hub because it hosts our old piston bolt network, which was built. God, it was back in 2020, right, Rufro?
yes, back in 2020, like October or something.
Yeah, so it's also one of the like very early game projects for us. But yeah, for pretty much 4 years, we've been using Rufro's Bolt network exclusively. And fun fact about Rufro's network, it was the first piston bolt network that's utilized stacked chest minecarts for mass item transportation. Ever since then, a bunch of other newer bolts came out that also had this capability. But yeah, this is where it started. So yeah, like I said, this is the old bolt network, but we also have a new one. Unfortunately, it's piston bolts aren't really designed for big tours. So unfortunately, we're not going to take them. However, if you would like to check how it kind of looks like, you can stand on top of the black shulker boxes, open them, and you're going to phase through the floor. So you're going to be able to kind of take a look at the current piston bolt network. Yeah. So the old bolt network, the roof row network, was built on top of the nether roof. However, in those almost 5 years that we've been playing on the server, we may have made a kind of big perimeter that you are seeing right here. And in fact, it is so big right now that every single location on the server except for the world borders is inside of it. So we decided that we're going to build a new bolt network designed by Carey under the bedrock roof, because we have a lot of space, may as well use it. Okay, but like I said, unfortunately, piston bolts aren't really that useful for server tours. So let's make our way out of the. Let's make our way back on top of the nether roof. I'm just gonna stand here for a bit so everyone can see me and get a reference point where the exit, could be. Okay, so now let's fly to our main storage.
Ask, why don't you have a portal in the new piston bolt network?
Because the hub hasn't been finished yet.
Okay.
There will be a portal. It will actually be a fancy update suppress portal with custom frame. It just hasn't been finished yet. Okay, is everyone at main storage?
Yes, I think. Should be.
I mean, no one is complaining, so I think so.
Okay, so welcome to the Wavetech main storage. So as you all probably know, it was designed by Cubic Meter back in 2022, I believe. So yeah, it's almost 3 years old at this point, if not over. But yeah, it still does the job pretty well. Basically, our main storage is divided into 4 halls plus the bulk, and every single item type can be divided into 3 categories. So first of all, up here, like if you're in the halls and you look up, you have some double chests. So yeah, those items we just store. Well, not store. we have a. Oh, internet cut out. Sorry. Yeah, we store them as items, and we only have a single double chest of storage for them. Then we have those semi-bulk items, or box items, however you want to call it. So they are stored right here, and you can access them via the accessible box loader. You can access the shulker boxes directly with this accessible box display, and also you can just take the shulker boxes full of those items out of the double chest. So each one of those slices has 3 double chests plus the hoppers of this item type. So we have approximately 300,000 storage for each one of those semi-bulk items. That's also why I call it semi-bulk, because it's way more than your average main storage. It's, after all, 300,000, but it's not a bulk quantity. And speaking of bulk, if we come up here on top of the balcony, we can see our bulk interface. So our bulk, we do not access it directly. We access it through this calling system. So if you look in this double chest up here, well, in the center here, you can see that we have a bunch of display items. So each one of those display items represents 27 shulker boxes of that specific item type inside of the bulk. So in order to retrieve the specific item from the main storage, oh, someone already was impatient and used it. Thank you for letting me explain it. So if you want to call something from the main storage, you would just stand in front of the double chest and you would just throw the item. So let's say I want 27 boxes of amethyst shards. I just hover over the amethyst shard item, throw it in front of me, and in a couple seconds we should see those 27 shulker boxes of amethyst shards appear in the output chest on the left. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, in the main storage we, of course, have a bunch of other peripherals. We have a small furnace array. We have shulker box sorter. However, unfortunately, we don't have that much time to check all of them. So one thing I want to show you is our map art gallery. So if you follow me to this corridor. Okay. So at the end of the corridor, we can turn left, and we have our our map art gallery. It has greatly expanded since we accepted Magic and especially Crubbly. So yeah, up here you can, for example, see that he made this nice pool table with anvils and map arts. We have Los Pollos Hermanos, Hermano Uno, Hermano Dos.
Breaking Bad reference, of course.
Yeah, we certainly like Breaking Bad here. So yeah, yeah, technical servers aren't all just about having the biggest builds or the craziest redstone. We also have some people who specialize in map art tech, like Crubbly.
We pride ourselves on having fun.
Some of the map arts are
What's happening?
questionable, but like,
Yeah.
the mango comment.
Okay.
There is multiple of those in this map art gallery. There is not only one of those comments.
Jesse, we need to go upstairs. Jesse, we need to go downstairs. Those are probably my favorite two map arts.
The famous Herobrine.
That
Activate
Herobrine map
window.
art is by far the best troll I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Activate window.
It's 0x's art, by the way. Yeah, so as you can see, we have a bunch of map arts. We could spend basically an hour here, but yeah, like I said, we have limited time, so I feel like we should continue. So let's meet at the Nether portal. Oh, of course, I forgot about the decoration because we've only seen or focused on the technical aspects of the main storage or functional. However, the main storage also has some pretty sick decoration. So I would advise everyone to go into Spectator and just fly outside of the building to see the decoration.
Oh.
So yeah, like I said, when we were at the Spawn Palace, we really tend to put our builds on top of floating islands. So yeah, here's a second example. This entire main storage cathedral is sitting on a floating island. So
But again,
if I
this is
remember
kind of
correct,
because we have
yeah, sorry.
Again, this is kind of because we had to update because it had to be above our old storage, which is at I0, so it had to float. So that's why we again turned it into an island.
Yeah, so basically that plus 118. Yeah. So the floating island itself was designed by Antimonotron, along with the decoration out, outside the cathedral. And the cathedral itself, please, other Wavetech members, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Spay and Mr. Max Mondays, or am I wrong?
Panther.
Sorry.
Inventor.
Oh, Inventor.
Yeah,
right. Spay and Inventor.
How many blocks was the overall thing?
Oh. Honestly, no idea.
The poles or not?
I guess with walls.
Walls were 1.1 million.
Yeah, so total score like 2, 3 million. Like 2, something like that.
The walls look deceptively simple, but if you look at them close up, you can see that Spay used. It was Spay who designed the walls, right?
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. So Spay, as you can see, used a bunch of gradients on the walls. So even though from far away, yes, they look amazing, but still they look kind of simple. Let's say compared to some of the Jesus, they look from far away. They kind of look simple from far away. Yeah, unfortunately, it was pretty terrible to build because of the amount of block states.
I think a lot of servers inspire after TSMS to use like the cathedral theme.
Yeah.
There have been at least
we have
3
also-
other main storages in the past year, let's say, that use the cathedral theme for their main storage decoration. All right. Any questions?
I guess not.
Yeah, if there are no questions, then
when are you
yeah.
when are you making the new storage? Or are you going to stick with this?
Soon TM.
Okay.
No, honestly, we have no idea. Like the
We have
storage
other
is still
priorities.
working.
Other priorities right now.
The storage is still working. Like, yeah, we cannot store everything, right? Like, for example, we don't have a nice way of storing all the copper variants and shit like that, but yeah, it still gets the work done.
Yeah, was Cubic
Alright.
the only one who designed that or were other contributors also?
Pretty sure Kiko also helped with some stuff, but it was like
I
90%
think that was
plus
after
Cubic.
it was
Me,
designed
Kiku,
and
and Cubic,
added
pretty much.
a couple things here and there, but it's almost all done by Hubik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the nether side and yeah, continue the tour.
Understood. The bear.
Bubr the bear.
Oh man, I struggle so much to get these repeaters.
Okay, has everyone made their way to the nether side of the main storage? Is anyone stuck?
I guess not.
All right, then I guess I'm gonna continue. So the next location we're gonna go to is the chessboard. So let's fly east. It's so cool, like turning around and seeing an entire army of people following me.
Man, it's the deception.
All right. Yeah, after you make it to the nether side portal decoration, you can safely go to the overworld side. Why is there a song playing?
Music was already playing when I came.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna disable it. It's kind of distracting for me. Okay, so this, once again, is another project on top of a floating island. So this is our chessboard. So it was made by an ex-Wavetech member, and it's basically a redstone computer that allows you to play chess in vanilla survival. So it has a bunch of features that's basically allow you to play a full game of chess, including all the weird things that you can do in chess, like for example, en passant. You can also do promotions, all of that. You can basically play every chess game ever on this chessboard. So first of all, how do you even move pieces on the chessboard? Some people are already messing around, but let me please stop so I can actually explain. So basically, if you want to move this pawn, you come to the corresponding node block and you select this piece. If there is water, then it means that this piece is selected and you can move it. So unfortunately, it doesn't have illegal move checks. So it's basically like playing on a real chessboard. You have to check for legality yourself. So after you've selected the piece, you come to the space where you want to move it, and you click the corresponding node block. And in a bit, we're going to see that the pawn has moved. So that way you can move all the pieces. However, you can also use this control panel on the southwest, in the southwest corner of the board, to do some other stuff. Like for example, here you have a test piece. Basically, you can select what you can do. Like for example, if you are upgrading your pawn to a queen, you would like to select a queen and then select where it goes. So for example, let's say you want to upgrade to a queen. Where's the queen? I think this is the queen. Yeah, so you would select the queen, and we should see that it appears here in this test one, or not.
Looks to me like people are doing.
Oh, there we go. Now it appeared. Yeah, so we have the queen here. So if I remember it correctly, I've never played an entire game here. Just gotta say it, but I'm pretty sure then you just click where you want to place it, and it should just go here. Yeah, there we go. So just like that, you can basically also promote your pawns to queens. And also if you have a move which is kind of weird, like for example en passant, where you capture a piece but you don't really jump on the piece, you can also use that extra selection screen to delete a piece from existence. So yeah, like I said, you can play every possible game of chess on this board. You just have to pay attention to legal moves because you're the one making the call. So the emerald blocks, I'm pretty sure, are there to toggle lights, but I'm not sure. It's been a while.
Wow.
But I think it's for
You
toggling
they
lights.
pop up at night. Yeah, so now they just retracted, so I assume someone hit a button. So that's definitely not what they...
Yeah, now the lights
different
are on.
toggle.
Okay, so turns out I have no idea what the emerald blocks do.
Anyway, we should also talk about the floor and the all.
Yeah.
All of them were printed. The floor was designed by Perry, and the walls were designed by Spade. All of them were printed. I believe these were the first walls we've ever.
Specifically, the first complex double-layered walls.
Yeah,
because
you
before
could do
those,
it easier with concrete.
Yeah, before this perimeter, we did print like 2 or 3 other perimeters. We printed 2 or 3 other walls with the perimeter printer. However, they were just using concrete, and they were effectively single-layer walls. However, if you either fly towards them or go into Spectator and check them out, you can see that those are double-layered walls. So we had to print both layers independently, one after each other. Let's not look at the backside. You never see the backside. You're supposed to be inside of the perimeter. Okay, maybe anyone of the guests, maybe anyone has questions.
How many blocks was it overall?
Ooh, I definitely remember that the redstone build itself was 250,000 blocks.
Which took
Um,
forever.
Especially
was
the
the worst.
dispensers. Dispensers were so annoying because, first of all, you can clearly see that we have a bunch of dispensers for the pieces themselves. Each one of them needed sorry, not a shulker, needed a bucket of powdered snow inside of them. So yeah, look at the amount of look at the amount of spaces here multiplied by what 64 or however big each piece is. Yeah, that was a lot of manual effort. There were also a bunch of jukeboxes with specific music discs inside of them for a specific signal strength. So that was really fun.
How much time did it take to build this thing?
Months.
Months, yeah.
Who actually like? How did the
The
idea
deco
to?
itself went really fast, but the
How,
redstone took forever.
how did this project even spark? Just as a like a fun thing to have on the server, or
He designed it,
He,
and we thought
he basic.
it
Yeah, he
was
basically just
so
showed
sick
it in
we
Discord.
had to build it.
I see.
Yeah, it
Oh,
wasn't
this is
really.
my one of the favorite thing in the server. Just saying.
Thank you. Yeah, this project wasn't really. I mean, clearly, it's not useful for anything. It's just a really cool build that one of our members designed, and we just decided to build it because, you know, it's just such a cool and unique build. Why not? Yes, well as our carry decided, distant bolt.
Yeah, it's definitely a super fun thing to do sometimes to just walk around here. I really love the decoration personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
The decoration, I gotta give credit to Sibren. He designed both the floating island that you see here, plus the walls.
I see. Like, I got flashbacks for a few seconds when I saw this many dispensers from our ice farm. That also that was filled with water buckets and dispensers. Not fun times.
Yeah. Right. Any more questions? By the way, guys, just quickly want to say, don't worry about like taking screenshots with shaders or whatever. Like after the main part of the tour is done, like we can just, you know, go around to other places and you can take as many screenshots as you want to. So yeah, we are moving kind of fast because the list that you gave me is kind of long, but yeah, we can take our time later to visit all the other locations and give them a bit more time if you need the screenshots. All right.
Yeah.
Any more questions, or should we move move along?
People are already going to the Nether. Like
Alright.
the guests, I mean.
Yeah, good.
Can try throw pearls in the nether in the portal now.
Yeah. One.
Oh
one
yeah,
will
I forgot that.
Man, I've been stuck in old versions too long.
do. Okay. Which one is closer? Clearly trial divers. So now we're gonna go to trial divers.
All right.
So we're flying northeast. Follow me.
I'm there.
SMH still no nether side decoration.
Wow.
That server.
I'm standing by the portal. People should enter.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a bunch of portals. You only entered the one that we are mentioning.
Just close
You don't. Okay, okay. If you want to pearl through a portal, you stand inside of the portal, look down, and throw a pearl. That is guaranteed to work. Yeah, go to the overworld side. I'm just standing
Jesus
here so people
Christ.
can find me.
Christ, you guys have done trial divers when I was gone. 42 already.
Yeah. Okay, so welcome to Trial Divers, which is one of the newest big projects on the Wavetech server. So some of you have probably already seen it on YouTube, because this was one of Cubic's projects that he made a pretty long and nice video about. So, how do you efficiently explore trial chambers as technical players? Well, you could look on a minimap like Chunkbase and look for trial chambers, dig to them, or you can spend several months doing a lazy acceleration pig cannon, an orbital strike cannon with dedicated stop charge, and send the players automatically to them. So yeah, the Trial Divers cannon, like I said, can automatically send you to up to 126 pre-programmed trial chambers, which were found by Velazar. So Velazar, want to talk about the trial chamber selection?
Well, the program. Well, it's not that hard. It's just a little mod which generates all the trial chambers and counts all the votes, like the normal and the ominous ones, and it just picks. In our case, it picked all the most numerous ones with the most ominous votes in a radius of 40 or 50k around 00. Or maybe the cannon, something like that. And yeah, yeah, just pre-gent all the chambers, but in a more optimized way than it would be otherwise if you did it manually.
So after
that's about it.
Velazar's mod got all the coordinates, Cubic then chose the 126 chambers. And if we go into Spectator and fly a bit below the Super Destroyer, you can see that inside of this terrain in the Mesa, we have a giant observer and rail-based ROM, which is where all the coordinates are stored for all the 126 trial chambers. So this cannon, this Trial Divers cannon, uses wireless redstone to talk with this ROM. So basically, when you enter the specific number of the trial chamber which you want to go to, which is currently set to 42, it basically sends a binary sequence to the ROM. The ROM then decodes decodes that message and basically does a lookup table. It checks exactly that. Jesus. It accesses the correct byte, quote unquote byte, in the storage, and uses another wireless transmitter to send the signal about all the coordinates, all the acceleration data. Like the cannon needs to know for how long the pig should accelerate in both X and Z. So the ROM will then send all of this information back to the Super Destroyer, where it will be put into a binary counter, and the pigs will be able to accelerate for that exact amount of time. Okay, so we've got a ROM, but what else do we have here? All the way back here, you can see. Oh, actually, I'm in Spectator, right? You can't really see where I am in Spectator.
No, we can.
Okay, so maybe let's talk about the very obvious thing, which is the Super Destroyer, which is the decoration. So, yeah, Cubic really wanted to make this entire project themed around the Helldivers game, and this is a ship, the Super Destroyer from that game, SES Legislator. So yeah, as you can see, all of the main bit of redstone is inside of the decoration. So the decoration was designed by Skews. Cubic basically gave him a blank 3D model in Minecraft, and Skews just, gave it texturing and all the details. Like as you can see, we are also using some diamond blocks for the headlamps.
Reach server.
Yeah. Okay, so inside of the Super Destroyer, most of the logic here has just to do with the pig cannon. So that one piece of redstone that is sticking out is just there to request a set amount of pigs from the overworld pig storage, sorry, from the nether pig storage, and lazy link them and also send them to the acceleration chamber. So if you make your way to the super destroyer, there is like a small structure with some cobwebs and honey blocks. That is the acceleration chamber. So the lazy linked pigs are going to be transported. Yeah, maybe before I start explaining, let's wait for people to actually get here. Can everyone go into spectator so we can just do TP all?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, god damn it! Yeah,
Wow.
that's why I wanted them to be in spectator, Vezar. But yeah, this piece in the middle here, which has some cobwebs and honey blocks, yeah, that is the acceleration chamber. So basically here, all the pigs that we requested, because yes, we can also request a set amount of pigs for a set amount of people. The pigs are going to be put in one of the corners. Sorry, no, the other way around. The pigs are going to be put here in the middle, and then, depending on which direction we're going, a set amount, specific amount of bolts is going to be deployed, and the bolts are going to start accelerating the pigs for a specified amount of time. How much time? Well, that's information we got from the ROM that we seen before. So after the binary timers, which are here on the left, those are the copper bulbs. So after the copper bulb-based timers, binary counters tick down to 0, the pigs are going to be pushed forward into the processing area. They are going to be entity separated, and they are going to be presented to the players in the main lobby area. So, there's, like I said, there is also a orbital strike cannon. Why do we have an orbital strike cannon? Why can't we just use the pigs to get to the chambers? Well, chambers are below ground. So how do you access the chambers? Well, you could mine, but that's not really a technical way of doing this. Why would you dig? So Cubic also made a dedicated orbital strike cannon with the stop charge, which he also programmed to send a payload of a bunch of TNT to every single chamber that we have in the ROM, and that way, whenever we take the pig cannon, there is already going to be a stop charge waiting for us, which is going to blow up the entrance right open, and we're going to be able to drop right into the trial chamber to get all the heavy cores from the ominous vaults. Yeah, that was a lot of explanation, and it took Cubic like 3 or 4 months to design this cannon. It was a struggle for him, definitely. Right, any comments, any questions?
How frequently do you guys even use the cannon?
Sometimes when we are in VC, we just decide that nobody wants to do anything, specific, and someone would suggest that, hey, trial divers, and we just come here and do 1 or 2 trial chambers. So yeah, right now we are on chamber 42, which means we're approximately a third of the way to the currently programmed chambers.
Yeah. Also, the cannon itself is aimed at a trial spawner, which is past roof, so we don't fall through. But we end up at the exact height that we need, which is just really smart.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not gonna use the cannon now. So, I mean, first of all, it wouldn't really make much sense to go to a trial chamber in the middle of a tour, And also, the pig cannon can only send out up to 8 pigs, and we have like what 20 people. So yeah, we're not
Maybe.
taking the cannon.
How hard would it be to add new locations after we will run out?
We basically just have to
recall the ROM,
replace
which
some
isn't that
observers
bad.
in the ROM. Because like
Yeah,
the cannon doesn't really
took 'em
understand
out?
what a chamber is,
you
right?
took him away?
It only said basically the cannon only requests an index from the ROM, and the ROM just gives it coordinates, or not even coordinates, acceleration data for the pig cannon. So technically, we could program the cannon to
Did he?
the trial divers cannon to
Did
take
you just
us
give it to him, or
anywhere.
what?
Yeah, we can technically take it anywhere as long as we put the observers in the ROM correctly. All right. Any more questions?
How much time did it took to build on SMP?
Building didn't take that long.
Not long. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
The ROM,
I'm sure she'll
took
figure that
like
out.
1 day, and the Super Destroyer itself maybe another day. It wasn't really that long of a process.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. I assume you-
Designing the cannon definitely took the longest. Like I said, it was like 3 or 4 months. It was difficult. I mean, just look at the redstone and just appreciate the complexity.
Yeah, definitely. Quite impressive to design.
Yeah. All right, then I guess we can continue. So let's teleport back to the Nether. No way, chicken jockey.
I went through the portal and ended up back in the
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Goody.
Oh, so I found some material.
No, don't kill it.
What's
Okay, somebody attacked him. It's not me. I throw.
where's the next station?
Well, apparently people don't enough materials.
So let's leave all the teleporting for later. So the next one is kind of far away, but we can definitely fly there. Now we're gonna go to the amethyst farm. So we're gonna fly southeast. Everyone, follow me.
Name is here, right? Yeah. Who is spamming rockets? Jesus.
Oh, what are those random class blocks here we just flew by?
Parkour.
Okay, based.
If I remember correctly, Zoid decided that we need something to do when the carts are being loaded with items, so he just built a
That
parkour.
was Trolla, I believe.
Was
Really?
that me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I remember Zoid doing that?
I don't know.
Anyway, dementia.
Maybe because he built it on SMP. I just mentioned it.
Oh, so you mentioned Zoid build. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, everyone get here.
Yeah,
Go
Zoid
to the Nether.
made the program.
I have to say this is probably one of my favorite locations. I
Yeah,
really
true. My second favorite location in Wavetech.
Okay, Lame, are you here?
He's
Lame.
Lame, that's your project.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not sure what to talk about it.
I mean, just talk about it.
Yeah, so it literally like took my sanity away. Yeah, I spent 7 months on it. Someone first started this project. It was Buranova, or am I right? Yeah, Buravo. Oh shit, I didn't even remember the nickname. So yeah, I'm not sure how this location was found, but it was, and I somehow managed to make a perimeter there. Basically, no, I remember how I did it. So what do you do if you need to make a giant perimeter, but in the middle you have blocks that you cannot destroy? You build the three-way duper, the infamous Raceworks quarry.
It's not a quarry!
I know, this is a joke. And after that, you just run 4 separate world eaters around it.
Wow.
So for the farm itself, it's a general geodesy farm design that you can do with the mod, just wired together. We have 24 geodes there, up to, what are the rates? 2000 something per hour?
Just it's geodes per hour. I'm sorry, meth per hour.
Yeah, I'm a theist. So the decoration was made by some commands for world edit. The walls, it was Imholes from his Reddit, no, from his Twitter page, and I just colored them by myself. And the middle one is literally just some Blender spam from a crystal that I found on the internet, and it was modified by someone. Can't remember who.
I think Stewart.
Yes, yeah, definitely Stuart. So after that, I just gave it to Stock, and he just did some magic and colored it properly. So yeah, it's pretty sick. And
you should also explain how you placed all of the frog lights and the walls.
Yeah, the project was started in 1.18, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't have frog lights, but we did have shadow items. So we built the whole 4 walls with shadow items just to make it faster, with the moss instead of frog light. And then on the outer side, we just placed some wall placers, and it's just an insane amount of frog light. That's why we also built a farm for it separately.
That froglight farm also accidentally being the world record fastest froglight farm ever.
Yeah, 213 frogs at the same time. So it's pretty fast.
Yeah, you can see the entire wall on the back is filled with frog lights.
Yeah, because we had to build the walls in 1.18, but frog lights later on. And it was the video that I made about it, which kind of blew up at the time. So I'm glad it did.
Just imagine if you made it in a language that wasn't banned on YouTube.
Imagine if the YouTube finally rolled out the fucking multilingual audio after 3 years of gatekeeping it to like 3 YouTubers.
Yes, the Mr. Beast mode.
Yeah, because I would have done it like a long time ago in like English as well. I just
Every time.
I just want to say, if anyone knows Russian and is watching this video live stream, whatever, yeah, definitely check Lame's video on it. It's really nicely edited.
I'm always watching Lame's videos, but I never understand a single thing. YouTube
Same.
auto-generated.
I wish I
same.
could add some audio for English, but YouTube just keeps this shit up. So
I thought you were gonna say, I wish I knew how to speak English.
yeah, that's I wish.
By the way,
Right,
actually,
any questions?
how many blocks was this entire thing?
Let me actually check it. It's gonna take like 20 seconds. But
While
the
Lame is
mid
doing that, the crystal in the middle was one of the most successful build events we've ever done on Wavetech. We built this entire central crystal in like 4 hours.
This is probably also like the only build that we have 3D printed ever.
What do you mean 3D printed?
I've 3D printed this model. I
Oh,
think you
okay.
helped me.
In real life.
Yeah,
3D
yeah, I
printed.
see.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, the middle crystal was around 400,000 blocks or so, and the walls are just the area of them. I'm not sure it's not that much, so we managed to build it quite fast. Yeah, as you can see, it's not a big perimeter. Yeah, it's just 528. And also the floor, I tried to make a fog, but it's just 2 layers of glass and didn't really work out well, but it's cool with shaders.
When
Oh
we're gonna
yeah,
finish
this
the
per-
tour.
this perimeter at night with shaders looks absolutely insane. That's one of the locations that I recommend checking out with shaders after the main part of the tour.
Yeah, because I barely showed it in the video without shaders, so it's like it's designed to be good with shaders, even if it's not that good, like without them. Especially the walls, because I had no experience with like coloring them, so they look kinda sus. But with shaders, everything good is good.
Why is there arrows just clocking here?
Oh yeah, it's for the scoreboard.
Alright, I
Let's
think
check.
it's time
Oh
to
yeah.
go to the next one.
One question. I think Lame already said it, but how did you prevent the crystals from blowing up? I mean, did you just babysit the raceworks or?
So it was before me. Someone enclosed them in a box filled with water and like waterlogged blocks. So the three-way duper did not destroy them, and then we just mined the obsidian and the enclosing.
Okay, I see.
And this is why we had to do the 4 world eaters around them.
How many geodes was this again?
It's 24.
Wow.
It's
And
not
to
actually the fastest. The one
I'm not
on
sure about the amount of
Impact
geodes. It's not the
has
most,
fewer.
but
It's the most amount of of fields, but not added and with this, which is the part that
yeah,
really counts.
it's
So it's the
not
second
a
fastest in the
metric.
world.
I
Yeah,
hate
but-
when people try to discuss it about the number of geodes and not the number of actual drops. So like it's 2,400 shards per hour, which is like a lot.
Yeah, I mean a lot for geode-based farms. I mean, right now we already have so many crystals that we don't really have anything to do with them. Like
Yeah.
you can see at like you can see at the main storage, we had 14 items representing the amethyst in the bulk, which means we have 14 times 27 shulker boxes of amethyst crystals that we are just not doing anything with.
Not gonna lie, tinted glass is kinda based.
It is. Anyway, okay. Let's get back to the whole point, which is the tour. Do the guests have any questions? All right, I don't hear anything, so let's continue. So right now we're gonna go to the iron farm. So we're gonna go mostly west, but a bit to the south.
Was there anything on the nether side, or was this just a generic, like, below bedrock hole there?
Yeah, exactly.
That's just a storage system, like with some chests. It's not that efficient to make a bulk or
yeah.
system. 5 chests and 2 loaders.
What was that bedrock hole? It just flew down.
Oh, you mean the bigger one, probably, right?
The
Yeah.
old Blaze farm? Or what?
No, I think it was the Wither Skeleton, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Probably. I
Rolls.
feel like
Yep.
you should be the speaker here.
Here I am.
Okay. Yeah, let's wait for everyone to make their way to the nether side. Down here. Let's not fly to the noise suppressor. Yeah,
I'll wait
just
for
go
everyone
through
in.
go through the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the MSBT may increase because of all the villagers and golems.
It looks like a lot of people are here.
All right, Trolley. I'm gonna give me a second. I'm gonna spectate you, and I'm gonna use this opportunity to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, please take over.
Yeah. So basically, for the longest time, Wavetech have used Gnembon's iron farm. I think it was a little bit modified, but Gnembon's
It was identical.
no, it wasn't. Okay, so Gnembon's like famous regular iron farm in the end, for some reason. Don't ask me why. Anyway, basically, when I joined, I told Ruthro after like a year of me being member, I told Ruthro, hey, I'm gonna make a new iron farm. So that's that. Just let me make an iron farm. And at the same time, Random 789 also was a trial member or became trial member, I think, on that day.
He was about to apply, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, when I said that, we basically said, okay, let's make Random also trial member at the same time. And basically, we both just started building on this iron farm together. As you can see, it's portal based. It's you are allowed to like go to spectator and fly around while I'm talking. So yeah, there are, if I remember correctly, I can't remember how many villagers we have, but I also have the rates written up in the nether side. We can check that later. But anyway, we basically designed this, and then so funny story about the entire Iron Farm project is we basically told about 175k or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, we told Max, hey, can you make Max Mondays? Can you make a decoration on for our iron farm? So he made one. It was like I can't remember what it was. Maybe
It was an
uh,
iron. No, it
was it
was
an
like a
anvil?
castle that had two sides to it.
Oh yeah, the castle, right?
It was kind of mid.
And then me and Random basically couldn't like stay away, so we kept designing it, and then I think Max ended up with like 3 decorations in total, and this is basically what we ended up with, the one we are in now. And yeah, I made the perimeter. We were about to build like a huge obsidian platform thing, and then we didn't. So we started on building this. Let's see what else is there to say.
We should also go to the southwest corner and see.
Yes,
It was a Secret Santa gift for Max, I believe.
exactly. So last, not the Christmas that was like this year. I think it was 2 years ago. Squibble made a Secret Santa thing. So if we all go into Ruthro, spectator Ruthro, or I guess not, I guess people are already standing here. You can see that it's supposed to be like aligned to look like the iron farm. And it's a parkour, so yeah, people are already parkouring, and you're not allowed to use Elytra, obviously. But anyway, Squibble made a parkour for Max Mondays because, well, he put in a lot of time making the iron farm. And he made like 5 videos or something around the iron farm. What else? So something else I can say is that we're not exactly done. There is one more thing we need to build, and that's just the nether portal. So we want to build like a iron golem face. Basically, you're leaving. Something else I'll say is, beacons. I guess we're gonna remove those. So one more thing is, so you can see that terrain around the walls are like very well kept for the most part. There are some bits that are weird, looking. But basically, we had two members. I only remember Eric back. Who was the other one?
I think it was
Eric.
Magic.
Magic, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. So they both basically terraformed the terrain around the wall, so it doesn't look, you know, messed up like a perimeter. So that looks amazing, and I love it. And there is actually one place. So yeah, if everyone teleport me, there is like a tree here with some rocks and stuff. This is probably my favorite part.
Southeast corner of the perimeter, or just teleports to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice and smooth.
Glass on top, in the corner, by the way, is to prevent snow.
Yeah.
Falling. It was also there to
there-
protect the printer that built the
Oh yeah, printer. Let's talk about the floor.
floor.
Yeah,
The floor is just not that special. It's designed by Max. It was built a lot earlier than the actual farm, which is why the designs don't really match. But it's good enough.
Yeah. So I already told you about a Secret Santa we already have. Another Secret Santa. So we had secrets, like gifts, I mean. Secret Santa gifts here, two of them. One is already blown up because honestly, me and Random kind of hated it. It was basically the, what's it called again?
Soy Jacks.
Soy Jacks.
Yeah, thank you. Soy Jack skull heads, whatever you want to call them. Basically, so ex-member basically built them because he thought that me and Random took too long, I guess, to build Iron Farm or do something with this project. In retrospect, I think like everything on Wavetech takes time, so who cares? But yeah, we basically ended up blowing it up, and we even had like a event where we mined it and everyone was fighting each other. Okay, I'm done. Oops.
Yeah. All right. Any questions about the Iron Farm?
Is this the only perimeter which has the outside that is decorated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it took
You should probably show the nether side too, because I have some cool
yeah.
stuff.
I can show the nether, yeah.
So it took 1.5 years to actually make this a survival wall.
Yeah, I would say about that time.
To be fair, the project has been dead for for a long time out of those 1.5 years. But yeah, effectively from the start to finish, it was like 1.5.
So here I have written down the iron rates, roughly 84k per iron or iron, but I don't remember that rate increases in this version, right?
Oh yeah, they did change some things about villager logic. Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna have to copy it over to copy.
Oh, just shovels items.
Yeah, so I guess I can talk about the other side. So basically, when we built this, Random had some criteria to me. He basically told me what I should work on, because I guess I was very clear about that I wanted to like do the storage. But basically, Random told me, yeah, I want to do something fun where the items go up and down and back and forth. So as you can see, the iron golems are dying. The items go in on the floor here, under the floor, I mean, and then they go up ahead, above the player like 3 times or 2 times, and gets loaded meanwhile. And currently, I am yeeting the puppies down into void actually. So it's going through the mega nether perimeter. Other than that, yeah, we misaligned it, so JKM basically had to make a B-nest portal. What else? I don't know.
Trolley, actually, since the new bolt network has been built, the void hole has been covered up.
Ah, shoot. Carry?
You gotta make a new void hole, yeah.
Or a cactus.
I mean, generally,
No.
the nether side should be redone. I don't want to say entirely. I really like how the iron is going all the way, with the slime blocks. But like the storage could be redone. We don't need the crafter anymore because we have, vanilla auto crafters,
Yeah.
piston bolt connection. Yeah, I mean, generally, a lot of our location could be modernized.
Yeah, go for the item moment. I mean, that kind of was our like priority. Is that iron farms are kind of boring in general. I'm gonna be honest. When people like design them, so we kind of wanted to do something different. And sure, this isn't much different, but it's a little bit different.
Okay, any more questions?
Ruther asked me, I used to use dupers. Yes, I did used to do that. When I basically, so one version I had for the nether side is I put the iron golems through to the nether and then the items back to the overworld again. And JKM basically told me I was dumb, that's just too laggy. So he demanded that I do something like this. And I think it's much better like this.
It would have been fine if the overworld side didn't have a trillion billion nether portals. Like, that is the only reason.
Yes.
Anyway, optimal or not, let's cut the discussion. And let's continue the tour, unless anyone has any life-changing questions.
No, what is that minecart for here? Just input for storage something?
Which card?
This one?
Bolt integration.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's the bolt
Oh, that makes
integration.
sense.
I have to say this is the most interesting killing chamber I have on.
Alright, it goes down.
Thank you.
Also one
All
thing.
right. Yeah.
Do you guys have suppression crash fix enabled on SMP?
Yes, don't test it, or you're gonna get kicked from the tour.
Oh, just curious.
All right. So let's continue. The next location we're gonna visit is the passive mob farm. So we're going straight north.
Nice farm.
Wanna say this is not north, straight north.
I mean,
oh, cool pumpkin.
What was I supposed to say? North and a slightly teeny tiny bit west, like.
Yes, that's the correct name for it.
Okay, then we're going north and a bit slightly itty bitty west.
You actually have to go at an angle of 159.7 degrees.
Yeah, that's something I can work with.
Next time, just say, follow me. What do
could
you
be.
complain about that?
I mean, yeah, they are following me. I have the glowing effect. Like, it's just that I'm giving the extra directions as like a just in case. Okay. God damn it! Give me a second.
I'm hearing someone cry.
Oh, we're getting so many sneak peeks. Basalt farm and first Infinity Boar, I guess.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay. So this is our passive mob farm, specifically the nether side. Yeah. Would you like to guess what this is? What the theme here is?
Breaking
The
bedrock.
RV.
Jesus Christ.
Definitely don't know.
This is my private domicile. I will not be harassed.
Yeah, but don't go inside. We have Mr. White, who is a guest, very angry guest. Anyway, so this is our passive mob farm, nether side. So wait, how do we get below the bedrock?
I don't know.
Because the player portal is below the bedrock. How do we get down? I
I'm
guess we
going
just
to the
mine a hole, except the bedrock
I'm
is
going to
broken.
I'm going to the orbital strike cannon.
Okay, I guess let's take this hole that I just mined and and try to make our way into the bolt. Yeah, clearly, we were just supposed to
high-tech
take the
server.
bolt here. Velazar, TP everyone.
Ah.
No, but like,
okay.
not here.
Now I'm on.
Well, just a little dysfunction.
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
Only a tiny bit.
I am worried. Ah,
Okay, then.
Jesus!
Look
Stop!
at that.
Yeah, sorry about
All
that.
right, now that we finally magically found our way to the player portal, let's go to
Classic.
the overworld side. Okay, so this is one of those locations where I would recommend just checking it out in spectator, because it's just big. It's just way too big, and finding our way back to this player portal is going to be more difficult than it's worth. So let's just all go into spectator.
Yeah.
So this is probably the most recent project that you're going to see here, as it was finished in March. So it was no, April. Sorry, because it was in March update, so it was finished. Yeah. Okay. No, what the fuck am I saying? Doesn't
It's
matter.
May
Okay,
right
so
now.
it's a fairly new project. That's once again also started as a concept a long while ago. Rufra, do you remember for how long Hantun wanted to make a passive mob farm? It was years.
About 4 to 5. Say like 4
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, so Hantun has always wanted to make a passive mob farm, like natural spawning based passive mob farm. But the actual like SMP progress towards this farm started last year, when I right after I got my engineering degree and had some free time on my hands, I decided to void this 800 by 800 perimeter that Igler and Hunton made just a couple of weeks back. So after I voided the perimeter, it just sat there unused for well over a year until I think it was March. No, a bit earlier. I think it was February when Dino and Tropical joined our server. They started designing the farm along with Hantun. And yeah, here it is. Here's our possible farm. So it's just a massive grass platform at -62 with just a giant array of gas sweepers. So the gas are all sitting in minecarts, and when the farm is running, they are going to be propelled on those powered rails, well, waterlocked powered rails, so they don't go too fast. And they're just going to push all of the passive mobs that just spawned inside of the nether portals. I should also mention and point out that on the east side of the farm, we also have a synchronization circuit. So this farm runs on a 20-second clocked cycle, and this is how we synchronize them. Basically, we switch the magma blocks for grass, and whenever a mob spawns, this contraption will detect it, and using this very powerful repeater delay, we'll be able to synchronize and clock it. By it, I mean the farm. It will clock the farm with perfect timing, so the mobs will be swept, as soon as they spawn.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone know
Also-
the rates? I do not.
No
Nope.
idea.
I only helped
But
out
it's
for
definitely
like a
drops per
brief
hour.
moment.
It's about
Yes, I'm on.
yes every hour.
Yes, per hour.
So we definitely should talk about the walls because I mean, clearly this is a void perimeter. The farm isn't. Oh, someone started it. Nice. So yeah, you can see how the gas sweepers are running.
It's so satisfying to watch. To be fair.
Yeah, feels like some ASMR video.
It's
So yeah,
I've got a
let's talk about the walls for a bit. So clearly, the walls are the are the main focus of this project. So they were designed by Eric, who I believe is with us in the channel in the tour.
Yeah.
Say hi, Eric.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, here we have Eric. So yeah, those the walls were designed by Eric, and they are approximately 1.3 million blocks, right?
Yeah.
And
I think a third of that is just the trees.
yeah, so we started a build event on April 2nd, something like that. Like we started
You
no
started
March.
the day
It was March.
the day after you released the update, so that should be April 2nd.
Yeah, so we started a build event basically at the start of April, and considering this is 1.3 million blocks, the perimeter is 800 by 800. Does anyone want to guess how long it took us to build those walls?
4 days.
a year.
Well, not that fast.
Well, the walls themselves took like 2, maybe 3 days.
No, the actual walls only took 30 hours.
You're
And the,
completely right.
and the trees took like 5 days. So yeah.
Like
those entire walls with all the decoration that you see, like all the foliage, all the trees, like that combined took a week.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, makes sense. The
Because we
tree
have
bark,
over 3,000 trees here.
I have a
All
question.
custom made.
Why not do a hopper clock? The repeaters, like, why?
Repeaters are just more powerful. Like you look at it and you're like, damn.
Wow.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's redstone.
You need
Yeah.
to see, right? You would have an unlocked hopper with a hopper clock.
Real. Do not allow that.
Yes, you would have an unlocked hopper.
I like the
Oh no,
palette.
the 1 nanosecond of lag.
Never you need to add. Oh damn. Never mind.
Actually, I have a
Right.
question. What is this magma over here for?
It's basically just kind of a switch up system. So you don't want the mobs to be spawning here all the time because they would just take up all the mob cap and slow down or completely disable the farm. So you want to switch up the spawning platform here on the synchronization device. So Magma is just a good option because it first of all disables the mobs from spawning and also kills any mobs that were there when you were synchronizing the farm.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I knew the rates.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere I'd be able to find them? Maybe
Maybe in the chat, Discord.
Wait,
No
it's not
clue.
even in our updates. What the hell?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I'm saying. Nobody fucking knows what are the rates.
Okay, one more question. Aren't the ghasts going to die eventually because of thunder? Because I
No,
don't see
because of
I don't see any
the
lightning
rods.
rods.
They are in the corners.
Oh, okay. I didn't saw those.
Okay. If there are no more questions, then maybe we can continue. Yeah, by the way, all the decoration that you're seeing here, the walls, the player portal overworld side, the piston bolt station on the nether side, that was all Eric.
Oh, really good job.
Nice.
Really
Nice
good
job.
Yeah. Very good terrain.
All right, let's go back into survival and let's go back to the nether side. Okay. So the next location is going to be, could be dangerous. Okay, so
Dangerous.
yes, and you're going to see why. So is everyone on the nether side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so follow me. We're going to fly slightly towards west.
Okay.
What degree?
A slight turn to the north.
Northwest.
The geometry.
Precisely at whatever angle I am flying right now. Follow me.
Triangle west.
Right, cubic placed the wall of glass. Let's like break it here. Or we could have just taken the wall which doesn't have any glass, so that could also be a thing. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so if everyone made it here, which I believe so, we are currently on the nether side of the Wavetech mob farm, which unfortunately used to be the fastest mob farm ever, because some Japanese guys decided that, oh, this stupid concept farm that Cubic showed at the end of the video, let's make that and just collect only 15 million.
Oh,
no, it
bro.
wasn't Taichi. It wasn't even Taichi. It was a different Japanese server.
Amaterasu was.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the second fastest mob farm ever made in Minecraft, but it's running like twice as lag friendly as their farm, so we're better. Anyway, so let's maybe first come up here to where the TNT, where the line of TNT starts up here. Yeah. So this mob farm took longer to develop than the atomic bomb. I really like this comparison. It's not really accurate because, to be fair, the mob farm project, yes, it did indeed start in mid 2020, like basically around the time when Wavetech started. That was like even when I joined in October, I was already told that like we were planning on making a big end of life farm. Yeah.
To become a thing.
But yeah, over time, the concept for the farm changed over and over. Like over time, Punchster started doing some research into portals. And by the way, you may know. Actually, I should probably only talk about it after we see the actual farm. So generally, this farm uses TNT looting. So this is basically where the player stands placing the TNT. And I believe we're running it on a 24 game tick cycle.
Yep.
So there isn't that much happening here. So maybe let's follow the TNT and let's go to where the mobs come out of the portals. No, get that. Okay. So I'm quickly gonna go to the overworld side. Don't follow me yet. Don't follow me yet. Okay, it's safe. The bat switch is on, so we can all go to the overworld side. It's safe. I had to make sure that the bat switch was on, because if it wasn't, then we would get approximately 50 trillion billion bats all on the nether side, and the server could fucking die.
What?
Okay. So once again, I would advise. Actually, it doesn't really matter. We're on a backup. So here we have the spawning platform of our mob farm. So if you enable the mini HUD light overlay, you can see that we have a bunch of portals with light level 0 and light level 1. So why do we have this weird pattern of portals and light levels. Well, like, why can't we just have a single giant area full of nether portals and get like 6 times as many spawning spaces? Or 3 actually. Well, this is the part where Punchster comes in. So Punchster was experimenting with portals back in like 2021, I believe, and he realized that if a mob enters one side of a portal, like let's say the mob enters the south side of a portal, right? You have a 2 white portal, and a mob enters the south side of the portal. So on the nether side, the chunk loading ticket will be created on the based on the block where the perfect link would be held. Would be Jesus on the equivalence of the perfect link. Let's call it like that. However, the mob will be offset based on the side of the portal where it entered. So if you, for example, have a really wide portal on the nether side, and you have a mob enter a 2-wide portal on the overworld side, the mob will be teleported to the nether. However, you can trick the game into teleporting the mob into its own lazy chunks, which means that we basically have lazy looting. So this was discovered by Punchster in 2021 when he was researching portal tech for the Wavetech mob farm. So this is basically the maximum density for a portal-based farm using this concept. So the theoretical maximum portal linking range when you're going from the overworld to the nether is 256 by 256. However, because of this trick, we can only have an area half of that because we need to link to the correct side of the portal, and also we need to slice the portals every 2 blocks to get the correct offsets. Because if we, for example, had one giant long portal, then effectively half of the spawning spaces would be, well, most of the spawning spaces, if not almost all of them, would be invalid because the mobs would be offset by a wrong amount. So, yeah, currently in this setup, we have 2 portals, right? So a mob can only spawn on the south spawning spot. It cannot spawn. Oh, sorry, the other way around. It can spawn only on the north spawning pad of a portal. It cannot spawn on the south side. So that's how we guarantee that if we get a mob, it's going to be offset into the lazy chunks. Because if it spawned here, then it would just be placed in the entity processing chunks, and it would despawn. So it's very high tech solutions. Like, it's pretty difficult. So let's maybe address the elephant in the room, which is this giant piece of storage tech up here above the farm to the west of the spawning platform. So that is the seed item stacking system. So how do you even collect items at like 12 million items per hour? Like, how do you possibly collect all of those items? Like, how do you sort them at this speed under 50 MSPD? Cubic tried a bunch of stuff. And finally, like, I'm not gonna get into this entire history, but eventually he ended his research on seed item stacking. Basically, he prepares a bunch of shulker boxes full of specifically prepared shulkers full of Jesus. Let me start the sentence again. Basically, this machine prepares a bunch of shulker boxes pre-filled with a set amount of items in each of the slots. So if you look into those storages, you can see that, for example, here we have a bunch of shulker boxes filled with stacks of 6 arrows, and in the other storages we'll see some other items. Like, for example, here we have a bunch of shulkers with 6 bones in each stack, and yeah. So why do we care? Why do we prepare those seed items? So when the farm is running, we can break those shulker boxes with shulker eating, and we can send those items, those stacks of 6 arrows, 6 gunpowder, and 6 bones, into the portal, but with a slightly different alignment than the regular mobs. And what happens on the nether side is after a TNT explodes, killing all the mobs, which are frozen in lazy chunks, those items, those seed items, will come out just barely inside of entity processing chunks, just barely inside. Which means that those seed items will be processed, which means that they are going to try to pull all of those drops from the lazy chunks back into the entity processing chunks. And because we can offset the delays between, when we send those items through the portals, we automatically not only get extraction from lazy chunks of our drops, but we also get all of the items instantly sorted because we can control which seed items we're chugging through the portals at which time. So yeah, this I guess you can kind of look at this machine and think about it like as a culmination of 4.5 years of heavy technical research, all to collect 12 million items per hour. So, any questions on the overworld side?
Yeah, one. Why don't you have 27 items in those siege shulker boxes, but you have 3 empty slots?
Because it's not necessary. We are running every single one of those drops at 24 game tick cycle, right? Effectively.
Oh. Okay.
So every 24 game ticks, we only get enough mobs so that 6 of those stacks are enough to process all of those items. We could go for all 27, but it would be unnecessary. Like we would have a bunch of seed items that wouldn't stack with anything. It would be just a waste of resources.
If you, when you box seed the seed items, how do you prevent them from stacking with each other?
That's the neat part. You don't. You just process them so fast that they start stacking exactly when they arrive in the nether.
Oh, so they have like a stacking cooldown when you.
Yeah, whenever you create item entities, they get. God, I don't remember the exact timing, but it's a couple ticks of like coyote time. It's not really coyote time, but okay, whatever. It's kind of like coyote time where they don't stack with anything else. So Cubic has managed to time the system tick perfect, where the first tick that they are in the nether, they try combining with the other items.
How much time did it took to slice all the portals in on the actual server?
Surprisingly, only 4 days.
Only 4 days. Wow, that's very fast for the amount of portals. I don't even know exactly how many there are here.
I mean, that's 128. Yeah, the 128 times 256, but this is only 2/3 density. So that is approximately 21.8k nether portals.
Oh, insane.
Oh yeah, Tropical actually pointed out something kind of funny. So whenever you slice portals, you're left with, of course, the obsidian on the sides and obsidian on the top, right? So we of course mine the obsidian on the sides. You can't really do anything about them, but the obsidian on top, well, we're not gonna mine it. We're technical players. So me and Cubic built a bedrock breaker, which broke all the top obsidian, so we didn't have to do it manually.
What's the reason for placing those strings above the ground? The material.
Placing those what? Sorry.
Those floating strings.
Those are
Oh.
there to suppress the skylights. So if there is a block within the same subchunk, it somehow, I'm not entirely sure how, it increases the odds of successful skylight suppression.
Yeah, it basically
And the string just isn't visible.
Yeah, it kind of tells the game that's that subchunk still has some blocks, so it doesn't skip the light recalculation. So it is still subject to light suppression. If there wasn't any string, then it's very likely that that the light suppression would break as soon as we broke the roof. The string is like way above, like around the Y level of the bot cages, but you can't really see it if you don't have a texture pack.
Yeah, I see.
But it's necessary.
Actually, how much like for the walls? How much time did it took to like actually light suppress the walls, or that went pretty quick also?
Well, you
I
have
mean,
to light
light
suppress
suppression
when you build it, so it doesn't really take
light suppression
long
didn't
in
take
consideration.
that much time, to be fair. So yeah, maybe let's talk about the walls. So the walls were also printed with the perimeter printer. However, Cubic modified the printer slightly, so it randomized which lines of blocks it was doing at a time. That's how he got this randomized. How did he call it? Striation pattern? Striation?
Striated, yeah.
Striated. Yeah, whatever. He used like a term. Triated? I have no idea. By the way, the thing in the back, because yeah, this is obviously a a double-sided wall.
Yes.
One of the sides, sorry, the back side of the walls is actually a gradient. Cubic designed a gradient wall placer specifically for this, which he never released because soon Ellerio made an even better one, so it was, obsolete. Oh, Rufra, don't mention that gradient placer. God damn it.
Oh, I think I found some
You have
like
to.
there's some random bedrock blocks made outside of like the wall decoration. The house.
Oh, you mean the
this?
bedrock decoration with the cones on top?
Yeah.
Oh, it's I think it's the gift for JK, like
Yes, and
this
they
year.
got expanded a couple times.
Yeah.
So we have one Hellboy, which is the original, and two big ones.
Yeah, and whoever gets me in 2025, I'm just saying there is one side that is unclaimed by a traffic cone, and we updated to 118, which means the build limit is 320. So yeah.
That is going to be a huge cone.
Do this. Do whatever you want with this information. Hint, hint.
I have managed. I managed to find also a relic of a trencher outside his perimeter.
Yeah. I mean, this perimeter was made a long time ago.
Oh,
It was like
well,
March 2021. Yeah, it was March 2021. I remember it.
yes, but the original parry we intended to use was the random shit parry, which is all
Yeah.
the way down at 2020.
Dude,
But it
we
wasn't
went through like 3
far enough.
different perimeters.
Yeah.
And only this third one actually ended up hosting the big boy EOL. Like, yeah, first we had the random shit perimeter, then we had the bat EOL perimeter, which also was supposed to be a fucking general mob farm EOL. And then I made this perimeter, voided it back in 116 still. And it waited for like 3 years until we finally built the mob farm last year.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is the
I think we should go
perimeter,
to the
5
next
build, right?
destination.
The perimeter is just 528 by 528, but
Not professional size.
Okay, sorry. Had to do something. Yeah, I guess let's go back to the overworld with where was the portal? Ah, it's up here. Yeah, guys, follow me. There's still one more thing I would like to talk about on the overworld side. Okay, so right here, this is the nether side where the mobs would come out. So we have two very wide portals, and this is kind of the thing that I was talking about. So the mobs only enter the north side of the portal, which the game interprets as, you know, left or right side. It doesn't really matter. It just decides that the mob enter on one of the sides of the portal. So as you can see by the fact that we teleported through this portal, the perfect link would be here, right? Right where I am standing. The perfect link would be here. However, because the mobs enter on one specific side of the portal, their position is offset. Because the portal is so wide, it's offset all the way up to here. And this is where the mobs actually end up, on the nether side. So here we have the TNT. It drops down here, destroys, well, kills the mobs. And that both nether and overworld side are perfectly synchronized, so that the seed items start coming out on perfect timings, and they are like separated accordingly. And then after they are like pre-processed by this machine, they are sent all the way here to where the player is standing. And by player, I mean trolley. Yeah, can everyone follow me to back there? So yeah, the items come all the way here on this blue ice path, and here we would normally have trolley loading the shulker box. Yeah, what is the best way to load shulker boxes when the item stream is 12 million items per hour? Well, turns out you just get a Swedish man with very low ping, and you just tell him to load the boxes. Yeah, it has to be Swedish. It has to be Swedish or Finnish, because our server is hosted in Helsinki, Finland. So we need. Yeah, so we need we need someone from either Sweden or Finland to load the boxes. So yeah, we are using trolley.
Yeah.
This farm is world location based.
Yeah, yeah, but IRL location based. No, to be fair, yes, it is possible to use a real player. We did use trolley once to run the farm, and it was working reliably, which is surprising. But of course, we can also just spawn a carpet bot here, and the carpet bots with the wave carpet extension can also load shulker boxes just like trolley.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, trolley, because the carpet bots can do it, your services will no longer be required.
Oh no.
I'm sorry for you. You've got replaced by an AI.
Someone has to hire me. I need to pay my bills somehow.
By the way, technically this project is still not done because if you were to go through this nether portal down here where the bolt station is, if you were to take this nether portal, you would end up in the bulk perimeter. Because we wanted originally to make like a big 600 million item bulk system with a dedicated perimeter. You know, because we're getting so many items, we may as well make a big ass storage. However, it's still not done. 600 million items would chunk regen if you put all the items in a single chunk. But you know, there is this thing called multiple chunks. You can spread items between multiple chunks.
Suboptimal.
Yeah, we have an entire 528 perimeter on the overworld side just for the bulk, but we just don't have the bulk yet.
Well,
yeah.
what's the rate for redstone in 121?
I think it's like 100k per hour.
Huh?
Yeah, in 1.21 it's like 100k per hour.
For redstone? Or...
Yeah, redstone.
Oh, 100k. Okay. I expected the number to be higher. I don't know exactly why.
Well, it's still much.
I may be misremembering some stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's 150k. Tropical says 150k. Maybe. We haven't run it even once in 1.21, to be fair. So, yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, it's still much superior to raid farms, obviously.
Well, I wouldn't say superior, just faster.
Or I guess there are raid farms that I don't know.
I don't know why I thought this was like 250k to 300k from like Cubic's video. Maybe I got something mixed up.
I mean, I may be wrong. Like I said, I'm honestly not sure. Anyway, yeah, so this was the fastest mob farm ever built for like 2 months. But yeah, like I said before, at the end of the video of Cubic's video, he showed a concept of a farm that doesn't use lazy looting; it uses despawn looting, and he kind of showed it as like, this is theoretically possible, but this is so dumb and stupid and way too laggy. It's not gonna be built. But yeah, some Japanese people decided that actually we are gonna do this, and they did, and they only collected like 15 million items out of those. Like, how much were they getting? They were getting like a shit ton of that items.
But
like
in order for theirs to be faster, it has to run at 20 FPS, which seems unlikely.
No, that's the thing. They only put so many shulker loaders to still be under 50 MSPT.
I see.
And I think their farm only got to 15 million items per hour, which is just barely better than our farm, but it's running at 50 MSPT because they are using a and not so good item collection.
Oh, that's really disappointing.
Kerry, how are we getting storage to run at 50 MSPT? Seed items. Like, we just only extract the items that we care about. They stack instantly with the seed items, and that's it. Like, that's basically it. Like, we don't even really minimize the lifetime of the items because they are being sent on this, long ass ice track to trolley to load them in manually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole difference is that those items are just stacked way faster, and the useless items are deleted faster. That is the difference. Yeah. Okay. We've been here for way too long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We still have 2 more locations that we need to see. However, I feel like now the locations are those 2 locations are so far away that that I feel like we need to start teleporting.
Yeah, let's
So,
go.
the next location is the Los Santos Quarry. So, Velazar, can you teleport everyone to me?
Yeah.
Hello.
There we go. Oh, did you make a script? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So it doesn't teleport us into one spot.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so if we fly west, just straight west, we can see that we are at the Los Santos Quarry, which is the biggest quarry project, well, biggest nether quarry project ever made. Do we still have Cades?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Cades, you want to talk about the quarry design?
Yeah. It's a lumlock quarry. Like the first lumlock quarry was made, I don't know, like 2017 by Almango. And there's like 4 of them made, but this is the first one that is trenchless at the bottom. So you see all that crazy stuff at the bottom. That's to deal with all the blocks at the bottom. Crushing gravel is a big problem that has to be solved there. There's a lot of different edge cases that make that really hard. And then this is originally designed to work in the overworld. So in the Nether, you have to break the bedrock at the top to use it. And yeah, it was originally side trenchless, the overworld version, but because in the Nether, lava flows 3 times the speed, so it's not trenchless on the side. So they unfortunately had to make a side trench for it. Yeah, I mean, could we turn it on to see it? Because it's much cooler to watch it run than to just talk about it.
Yeah, already spawned a bot. Oh yeah, water, of course.
Oh yeah, that's
Crickets,
another reason why it wasn't designed for the Nethers, because it uses water streams.
Yeah, but we don't really care because thanks to Cubic's Hellstorm Cannon, which we can conveniently send water in the Nether literally whenever we want to and wherever we want to. It has a theoretical range of like 10 million blocks in the Nether, so we can take it literally anywhere. So getting the water was actually a pretty simple problem to solve. 0x actually invented a couple of really cool ways of conveniently handling the water. Like for example, she designed a flying machine which would automatically move the water sources over those lines here at the quarry, so she could place the kelp, more easily.
Yeah, so every other Lumlock quarry that's been made, so like you see the way it works is the grabbers go down and then they take 11 blocks each time. So they, depending on the height, they'll go down, I don't know, like 10 times. And all the other ones that have been made, they have just a stationary station at each Lumlock point to turn the grabbers around. So this one works differently. It uses another flying machine that follows the grabbers, but it goes slightly faster. And then because it's slightly faster, it'll eventually catch up with it. And then you can control where it'll turn around by just adjusting the time that you launch it. So if you launch it, if you increase the delay between launching them, then it's going to intercept it further down. So that saves like a ton of materials. It does make it laggier, but it was cool. So I mean, it being cool is a good enough reason for me.
Yeah, this quarry doesn't
Also,
really have a middle part. It only has top and bottom.
Yeah, and what's good about that is that if you want to change the height, you literally don't have to do anything. You just take the top part and you move it. That's it.
So yeah, now the top, the faster flying machines are going to catch up to the grabbers, and now the grabbers are coming back up with the 11 blocks that they pulled away from the wall.
Okay, I think we have one more cycle until it does the bottom sequence. So that's like the main part that you want to see.
Someone stole. Oh no, it's just entering the gotcha.
How much time did it took to design the quarry exactly?
It was a little over a year.
I see.
It wasn't like continuous though, because like I had some vacation like in the summer, and so it was like I designed a bulk of it in like late 2022, and then the rest of it in like fall of 2023.
Is the design public by this point, or?
Yeah, it's posted in the Slimestone Tech archive.
I see. Oh.
It's yeah. I mean, I think right now it's the best way to get ancient debris. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe the Chrono Sweeper is better, but I'm working on a much better way to get ancient debris that's specialized for getting ancient debris. So it'll pretty much blow this out of the water.
Good point from Rufro. It is a pretty good way to get ancient debris if you have water in the Nether.
Oh yeah, exactly. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
I'm working on a dedicated ancient debris quarry, which is way faster than this, and it also doesn't require you to make space on the top. so it doesn't require you to break the bedrock or to make a top trench. And it's actually truly side trenchless, unlike this one.
Okay.
So
Would
can
it
you
be?
explain what it's doing at the bottom?
Okay, yeah, here's the bottom sequence. Okay, so you saw that it spammed those blocks back and forth. That's to make sure there's no gravel on top of them. And then so it has to take out that bottom row of blocks because it needs a way to push up those very bottom blocks. And to do that, it needs to push pistons in, but to do that, it has to get rid of the bottom row of blocks. And then so it just takes them up and then it puts them higher in a place where it can be taken by grabbers still. And then these segments are gonna be used to move all those pistons up, so it pushes those down.
So many goals blocks.
Okay, so that was phase 1 of the bottom station. So the phase 2 is the next cycle. That's where that's where it gets really crazy.
While we're waiting, I just quickly want to say this is just slimestone on crack. Like, how does a sane person design something like that? This is insane.
This is easy compared to the netherite quarry.
How hard
Yeah,
would
I've
it be
seen
to
the
convert
clips,
into
but like
water loss?
still, man, this is insane.
How hard would it be to convert into water loss? Can't you just replace the top with glazed terracotta
Lava.
and sweeper?
Yeah, someone did make one of those. You could absolutely do that. I didn't really have any interest in doing that.
Yeah, of
think
course.
like
I'd rather design like a dedicated nether quarry than do that.
I saw then that like made something like that, but that's when
Okay,
I
here's phase 2 of the bottom station. So it's got to grab onto those pistons at the bottom, but the grabber has to go all the way down. So grabber's gonna go all the way down, then it's gonna quickly attach this to it. Now it grabs the blocks, and now all it has to do is move those blocks high enough. So once it gets high enough, it just pulls the segment off. And then those pistons need to be attached. So that top flying machine comes down, updates the observer, detaches them, and then the very bottom blocks get pushed forward all at once. It's just a big coordinated symphony of pistons. And then, yeah, after the next cycle, it does the movement sequence, which is also pretty cool. Yeah, the gravel, I wanted to make a completely flat surface. So if there was just a little bit of gravel left, I would find that like super lame. So I added the gravel remover.
Wait, is it running? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's also maybe talk about the rates of this quarry or stats. So this quarry is 512 blocks wide. So it's not, entirely 528. No, sorry, 516. It's 516. So it's not entirely 528. It doesn't tile like perfectly to 528. That's why it's this width. But yeah, this was the 10th expansion of the Mega Nether perimeter. So the quarry ran for almost 7,000 blocks, 6,969. And it mined over 250,000 blocks, including 192 million netherrack and 21,000 ancient debris.
So you saw that those bottom blocks, the purpose of that sequence was just to move them up, because the grabber obviously has a bunch of overhead below it, and so all it did was pull it up high enough, and then it can just launch it again. You saw the last time it launched it, it didn't go as far because it just needs to take those blocks, and it needs to not crash into the two-way at the bottom. Yeah, I will say one thing about this quarry is that it collects every block. The new nether quarry I'm working on only collects ancient debris. Which, I mean, I don't think it's that big a deal because like pretty much everything in the nether is renewable, except that.
Yeah. The nether is generally a boring dimension
No,
to
it doesn't.
quarry out. The only the only two things, well, three things that from the Nether that's kind of makes sense to quarry out is netherrack, ancient debris, and soul soil.
Okay, so here it's gonna
However,
at the end of the sequence it's gonna move itself forward, so that's pretty cool.
Hildit.
Yep, and that's it. So that's a whole cycle, and then it starts again.
Cool. And there's no good way of obtaining it manually, let's say, so it's also worth.
Sorry, what are you talking about?
I think it's also worth getting it for the Hildit full packstone, which is kind of rare.
Oh yeah. I mean, the quarry layout that I have, it really just fundamentally can't collect like any block except debris. So if you really wanted to collect every block, you'd have to do a
It
completely
generally
different
doesn't
setup.
matter.
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna stop the quarry since we've already seen the interesting
sure.
bits.
And it yeah, the netherrack quarry is also like very fast, and I think it could be used as a world eater if like even if you don't need debris, I think it will probably be useful as a world eater because it's a lot less preparation than a world eater.
That would be
No, it doesn't. You don't have to break the roof, and you don't have to make a top trench, so it's completely trenchless. So it can run forever. You basically don't have to prepare any terrain except removing obsidian, obviously.
So
yeah, and chests too, I assume.
You could say it's a direct competitor to the classic Desu Desu V2.
Or the Nether.
I mean no, because it's for the Nether, not the overworld.
I've loaded myself the entire quarry area. It's huge.
Yeah. Exactly. How much time did it even took to break all of this bedrock? 1 month, I assume.
1.5 months, if I remember correctly, for just the bedrock. And then the quarry took like 3 months to run.
I see.
Oh, for the VDQ question, it doesn't work in the overworld. If that's what you're asking.
The new concept quarry, like this quarry that you are seeing right now, it was designed for the overworld. We were just
well, yeah.
we
Someone
just had
asked
water in the
if the
Nether,
new,
so that's why we made it in the Nether.
yeah. If someone asked if the new Nether quarry would be a
No,
VDQ
I
alternative,
was
but it's
referring.
not because it's fully Nether specialized. It doesn't
was
work in the
referring-
overworld. It's also like hard coded to the height of the Nether. So like, if the Nether was like 5 blocks higher, it wouldn't work.
I was referring to this one specifically, not the new one.
Yeah, it is. It's not like it has pros and cons. It's not objectively better. Yeah, it's just your preference. If you want to make a trench and you want it to be faster and less laggy, build that. If you want it to be less preparation, build this. So it wasn't intended to be like the best quarry of all time.
I see.
For how long do you plan to run this? Like, will the quarry stop here, or will
It
you
already
expand?
stopped.
So it's done running.
Yeah, it's done. It's 100% done. As you can see, like you can see both on the north side of the trench as well as the south side. We actually run it a couple blocks too far. It's just there to, because I wanted to park the quarry outside of the Mega Nether perimeter.
Right.
Yeah, the ultimate overall quarry would be a trenchless VDQ, which I do think is possible. I don't know if I'll make one. There's been some other people that have attempted to make one, and I hope they're successful, but doesn't seem to be any progress recently.
All right. So unless we have any more questions about this quarry, this project, I feel like we should go to the next location.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually joined the server after they already built this.
Okay, yeah. So the next location, and at the same time, the last location of the main part of the tour is going to be the world border based Wither Skeleton Farm. So, Velazar, beam us.
Can you go to it?
Okay. Waypoint. God damn it! Wait. Waypoint TP. 3.75 mil. Hold on. I still gotta find the actual farm. Because I definitely don't want to fly there in survival from 3.75 mil. Yeah, okay, I'm here.
Okay. There we go.
All right. So welcome to our world border-based wither skeleton farm, which is, as of now, still the fastest wither skeleton farm ever made in survival. So why would you even go to the world border to make some kind of farm? Like, why couldn't we make this farm or any other farm? Sorry, like why couldn't we make this farm in the over? God damn it! Stupid sentence. Now, why would we go all the way to the world border to build this farm? Like, why can't we make it like 1,000 blocks away from 0, 0? Like, why do we have to go all the way out here? Well, it's because of portal linking. So portal linking, generally, when you are going from the nether to the overworld, and let's say you want to have a single collection for all the mobs, then the maximum portal linking range, if you're in the nether, is only 32 by 32. It goes out 16 blocks away from the point of perfect alignment. However, if you are beyond the world border, relatively speaking, of course, and you're trying to teleport to the overworld from beyond the equivalent of 30 million blocks, the game has no way of teleporting you other than just teleporting you to the world border, right? So, effectively, if you are beyond 30 million blocks out in the overworld, but in the nether, like we are here right now, then doesn't matter how big your portal spam farm is. Doesn't matter where you place a portal, effectively. All the mobs are going to be teleported to a single spot in the overworld. So we can have a single killing chamber in the overworld, and we can have the farm on the nether side be as big as we want to. So this is a project that me and Lame started in like 2023. I think it was 2023, like late 2023. Lame, do you remember?
Yeah, this is another project that took us like 8 months to finish. We
Yeah.
made a fucking out of memory suppressor there.
Yeah, but
In
this
survival,
time,
yeah.
unlike the iron farm, this time it actually makes sense that it took us that long.
What are you
Actually,
saying?
it's not really that, because I had a lot of like IRL stuff that kind of kept me from finishing it. So it
I
would
mean,
have been faster if it was possible.
I mean, first of all, let's maybe look closer at the actual farm, because like so far we've been just jumping all around here, like looking at the portals and so on. Like let's look at the actual spawning platforms. So the spawning platforms are inside of a pretty big fortress.
It's a double fortress.
Double?
If I remember correctly, yeah.
No, that's not a double. That is just one big
Connection
yes
issue.
fortress.
This doesn't look like a double fort to me.
I just
Yeah,
crashed when trying to use the mini hut, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, Lame. This is just one big ass fortress.
No, I
Anyway,
guess
so
the double one
It's
was
not even
the
that
other
big.
you found.
yeah. So this is inside of a hitbox, bounding box of a giant fortress, and we are using God damn it. Because we are in the outer box of the structure, we have to use nether bricks to allow the only wither skeletons to spawn. However, how do you allow only wither skeletons to spawn? Like you can only place wither roses on top of netherrack and stuff like that. Like you can't place wither roses on nether bricks. So that's why you have to either use update suppression to put the wither roses directly on top of the nether bricks, or you do other thing which we discovered while developing this farm. You can just make the wither roses float, and it's still going to only allow wither skeletons to spawn here. So the idea was pretty simple. Okay, let's go to the world border. We make a perimeter. We update suppress a bunch of blocks from the wither roses so they float, which is going to be more convenient for the build process. But wait, we're at the world border. Back then we were in 1.19. Oh no, what are we gonna do? We don't really have an update suppressor at the world border. So in addition to making this entire farm, like designing it, designing the collection and so on, we also needed to perform out-of-memory suppression to get a CCE suppression box so we can actually build this farm. So the out-of-memory part, like the research and development for that took, Jesus, Velizar, how long was it? Was it like half a year?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the out-of-memory?
I mean, I know I can talk about the pig trick.
It's
If you
more
think
of
that's
a
fun.
out of memory project. It doesn't really relate much to this one,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
So let's simplify the story. Basically, back then, out-of-memory has been in a pretty rough shape. Like the only way of doing out-of-memory back then was using a bunch of pistons, like block events, and upsizing the list of block events to execute. It wasn't nice. It was rather unreliable, and it was out of memory. It was terrible. So Velizar and Igna did a bunch, like an unhealthy amount of research into more user-friendly out-of-memory setups, and they developed a really nice, conceptually really nice way of doing out-of-memory using 6 million entities. So we decided to use snowballs, which was a bad decision. Don't ever use snowballs for out-of-memory suppression.
Use sand.
Use sand, yeah. Later, Lame improved the method for out-of-memory to use sand, which we still haven't done, but we will have to eventually for our future border project. So yeah, we basically had to, Velizar and Igna had to do like a half a year side quest to do to research out-of-memory to make it user friendly to the point where we can actually do it reliably on Wavetech SMP. And eventually it happens. We performed out-of-memory on Wavetech. We got a suppression box, so we could start building the actual spawning platforms.
You want me to talk about the farm itself, or?
Yeah.
So the build process was kind of fast. I'm not exactly sure, but I finished my exams at the time, and the whole spawning platform was update suppressed in less than 1.5 weeks or so, with like not really playing much, just joining in the evenings. And it was kind of a cool project that we also had some opportunities to shitpost in. You can see a gust in the west north corner. So this is for despawn looting. So it's a kind of looting when the TNT explodes at the same tick as the mobs arrive and they despawn right after getting killed. So it's less luck. And we didn't use the lazy looting as on the mob farm because it would have required like 3 white portals and it was not really reliable.
And
so
also,
you ask,
I mean, generally, sorry,
Okay.
I have to add, generally, despawn looting is better than lazy looting, especially if you can synchronize the mobs teleporting to the other dimension perfectly with your killing system, which is basically what the guest is here for. Like, it's here for
I'm
for
gonna explain
synchronizing
this.
the overworld side and the nether side, because the farm runs on a clocked cycle.
So yeah, the mobs arrive at the overworld each 7 game ticks, and if you go into spectator, you can see in the same west-north corner of the farm itself, like a TNT cannon. that I'm gonna try to show you. We are gonna restore the backup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can break the farm.
Don't actively try to.
So it launches a snowball that hits the gust, triggering the system that sends a carpet to the overworld. And if we teleport to the boat TNT, if I can find it, yeah, it launches another snowball that hits the cannon that uses TNT to accelerate the looting TNT that doesn't work for some. Oh yeah, surely doesn't work.
Oh, the piss looting system?
Yeah, because the arrow just died, so it's not piecing as it
Shit.
should. But yeah, it would shoot the TNT all the way to the corner where there is a portal block, skull catalyst, and another chest to keep the TNT from exploding the portal. And the items just go directly to the nether to get sorted.
Yeah, just quickly want to add, because the dispensers on the nether side are okay. They are not really clocked at 7 game ticks, but effectively they are clocked in such a way that the mobs end up in the overworld every 7 game ticks. So because of the the synchronization circuits that Lane just explained, we can basically make it so the TNT only explodes when the withers are here, wither skeletons are here. So all the drops are teleported back to the nether where they are processed at exactly 3.75 million. Because on the overworld side, you could notice that we are way beyond 3.75 million. We're like 1k, yeah, like 2k blocks away from 3.75 million, something like that. So all of those mobs teleport to the overworld, to the border, and then from the border the items teleport to 3.75 mil, which is here if anyone wants to teleport to me in spectator.
Oh.
Lame, want to talk about the rates? Because I feel like that's also important.
Yeah, the only thing, if you can somehow find an arrow and a bow so you can just run the looting system where I explained the...
We're on a backup, I can just give it to you /
Yeah,
give.
that's what I asked.
You're on the Hetzner CEO?
Yeah. I just the wrong account.
Can I just ask, where do you collect the items? Like, I see the portal, but how do you get the items back to the portal?
They
So I'm gonna just yeah.
Oh, they spawn like the mob spawns in the portal. They die, and the items are in the portal.
So you can see the looting system working right now.
This looting.
Yeah, it's working. So about the rates, it's 1.5 million bones per hour, 1 million coal, and 33,000 skulls. So that's 550 per minute times 10 of whatever you can find on YouTube, like those shit ass farms. But after the mobs are killed, they have 1 game tick before they are teleported to the nether through the same portal as they're spawned in. But instead of going to the farm, they go to the corner. So as the farm is outside, it's like around 5,000 blocks away from the 3.75 million. The items go exactly to the corner and get sorted there. I can just go to the place and you can spectator teleport to me.
Or me, I'm also here. So yeah, basically the items arrive through this portal, which, as you can see, is pretty much exactly at 3.75 mil. Then the pistons just align it to the center, and we have a bunch of hopper cards whitelister. They are whitelisters, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so the first one is whitelisting the bones, if I remember correctly.
Call. It's called.
Call, yeah, I see now. And the second one for the bones after the skulls get sorted out. And like 69,000 item stacks of swords get just burned in the end. Yeah, it's
Nice.
69,000, it's nice. It's exactly that.
Oh, I remember the pain of this.
So as you can see, the bulk is filled a bit. We didn't run it for that long. But I mean, it's more than enough for any technical server to survive on for maybe years.
Lame. When will you upgrade the storage to craft the bones into bone blocks and call into call blocks?
Never. Someone could do this.
I'm pretty sure never is here.
And yeah,
No,
you can
not really.
see when someone enters the portal at the wrong place, like at the other block, it just spawns another portal on the sorting system, which I hate. Please don't stop. Don't do this.
You can also change the location of the alignment portal slightly.
It's the trigger portal, which has
So-
one block that goes directly there, and second one just spawns a new portal because it's like far
This
away.
is all really cool, but how are we supposed to get the items somewhere useful?
Anything,
Well,
pearl
0x, you wanna
chambers.
explain?
Yeah, that sounds like a pain.
Is 0x here?
Lame.
Can you make like a chest boat cannon or something?
Technically, you can,
like
but it's kinda bad for now. But it's possible. The main issue is that we need to launch them diagonally to get to 0-0, and
Oh yeah,
diagonal tech is just not luck friendly at all.
because of the lag. Yeah, so you'd have to do it in like 2 steps.
Or
which
you
is a
can
pain
just
in the
set
ass.
up a pearl chamber and go back and forth, just grabbing
Yeah,
anything.
but that's boring.
But how many times do you like
That's not high tech.
move?
If you have fully crafted blocks, you can like transfer a lot of items really fast.
A chest boat cannon going diagonally is definitely viable. The only
Yeah.
reason why it was thought to be impossible or not viable is because of the vanilla collision checks, which were just
But you have to
dumb,
turn on
unnecessary.
optimized fast entity movement.
Yeah, which we already have enabled because this is a free optimization.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, to like conclude this this thread, 0x is currently developing a chest boat cannon, specifically for world borders.
Why didn't you kill the pigs which arrive at world border? Like, you have a bunch of pigs inside of the vines. Why keep them? Why torture them?
This is their future. They have to be there. This is how it works.
Retirement home.
Lame, did you talk about the card acceleration slowdown shenanigans we had to fix?
Yeah, when developing this system, we had an issue that the cards did not pick up all the items because the fucking card cooldown is 1 game tick and there are a lot of item stacks.
No, that's not why.
I'm just gonna talk about this so you can then talk about whatever you.
Yeah.
So we had to use cubic system to make the cards actually stay longer on the track for collecting items, and then use a piston bolt kind of thing to actually eat them from the sorting part of the system. So the first idea was to just make a rail and run them, but that unfortunately didn't work for the reason I just described. So now we have 2 small piston balls working all the time.
Yeah. And the other issue was that, for those who don't know, when cards pick up items, their speed or the acceleration.
Yeah, that's exactly what is also fixed by this part.
Yeah, it's not like we fixed 2 in 1, I guess.
Oh, I get it. Because on piston balls, it doesn't matter how much they are filled because they are not moving on their own.
Yeah, and before that, cards had different acceleration because they had different amount of items in them. So when they picked up like half of the stacks, they just accelerated differently and arrived like one game tick earlier and just burned. So we like ran out of cards really fast.
Any questions?
How many blocks was the decoration overall?
It's something I can really just check because I still have the Lightmatics. So the let me see. The middle
Wait, only
island.
600k?
Yeah, walls were they're single layer and there is not much blocks. So the middle island is let me check material list is 300,000 blocks.
I see.
And the
Like-
walls are set 600k.
I see. Yeah, I
But
really like
those-
the decoration.
Yeah, thanks to Stack for doing the walls and a lot of people for doing the middle part. Like I cannot even
timed
remember
out.
all of them.
Why did I get timed out?
Also, how much time did it even took to suppress all the roses?
As I said, around like actively working, like 7 days.
I see.
Let's say not actively working, just coming home after like something and sitting there for a couple of hours. And totally from like beginning to the end, it's like 2 weeks.
By the
Excluding
way,
excluding the days when I just did nothing.
By the way, I quickly want to add that if you teleport to me in Spectator again, so you can see what I'm referencing, it's CTP JKM /CTP. So as you can see here, we have a bunch of wither roses separated by powered rails, right? So fun fact, we actually had a suppression arm, which just straight up didn't leave any... God damn it. We actually use a suppressor arm, which didn't move the powered rail along with the arm, because you know the powered rail is actually part of the farm and it's already we gotta place it for the suppression. Like, why move it? So we only moved the actual budding part, and we were just rebuilding the rail line every single time. So like as we were suppressing the roses, we were also building the rail lines, which is kind of funny that we killed two birds with one stone here.
And additionally, because we are using the roses that are floating, we are effectively only using one update suppression per block instead of breaking the block, placing the rose, like removing the block. I mean, in the other order, but you get it. Like removing the netherrack, then placing, removing.
Basically, the simple discovery of the fact that wither roses can float and still allow wither skeletons to only spawn, that single fact made the entire farm possible. Like, actually possible, not just theoretically possible.
Also, one more question. Like, is this farm kind of prevented to be bigger by MSPT or?
Yeah, it's running at 50, like
Okay.
49.5 at all time because of 4,000 minecarts.
Okay, so in theory, ignoring the lag, the farm could be much bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's even possible, like for border farms, to get funny with the layouts where the portal is above the rows and they just one game tick lag time, but it's just not feasible in survival.
You
But
could
if we get higher software specs, we can literally technically make a bigger farm on this concept and it
Yeah.
will work.
Just in
Technically, we could actually just expand this specific farm because
Yeah, but we will need.
We're
to-
not using the entire fortress. We
But
could
we
use
wouldn't.
like 20 blocks on each side of this fortress, and we would still get wither skeletons. But like, yeah, like Lame said, we are maxed out. on
What we
life.
can do is just adding, those platforms for pack spawning, but
It
but
doesn't
no.
matter. It just doesn't matter. I mean, to be fair, like the decoration is kind of in some parts straight up fuck, how do you say it, killing the rates in a bit.
Echo
'cause,
is
like
decreasing the rate, yeah.
yeah, it's just decreasing the
Because
rates.
it's high. And it's also like on top of it in some parts, but who
It's
cares?
not really relevant
It's
there
fast
because
enough, exactly.
when you have portal at Y0, you have like half percent, like one half of the spawning attempts.
exactly.
And if you have the spawning platform at 57 and the highest block at 75, it's 157 over like 175. It's not a big difference. It's not like you're using the like Y0 farms where it's like 50 times worse. It's like 10% worse for this exact block column. So it's
Well,
like
it does decrease pack spawns by more than that, right? Because it's preventing any pack
It's,
spawns like next to the farm.
it's just
Still,
such a
like, nothing,
negligible area of
yeah.
the farm, so
Fully
it's
agree.
it does nothing. Even the cannon in one of the towers, it's just nothing to consider. Like it should probably like change the rates by a marginal amount that you wouldn't even notice in the carpet loggers.
Yeah.
You will just think it's
Also,
random.
One more thing I just remembered when looking at the portals. You can see that some of the portals have frog lights. Like, why do we have frog lights at the portals? So surprisingly, or not, depends how much you know about the game. This is there to prevent zombie piglins from spawning inside of those portals, because that way the farm produces just wither skeletons. We don't get anything else, so we can, so we can rely on the storage being.
How
like,
does that prevent them from spawning though?
light level? Zombie piglins.
It's already 15,
actually,
no?
no.
Portals give
if I
11.
remember correctly, the
Oh,
highest
it's 11.
light
You're
level,
right. You're right.
Yeah, the highest
Yeah.
light level that piglins can spawn is 11, which is the portal light level. So you can indeed prevent piglins from spawning with light, but the light level just has to be ridiculously high. That's why we have to place the frog lights so close to the actual spawning points.
And as you can see, the whole farm, including those frog lights, are covered in tinted glass, thanks to the amethyst farm that we did. I really liked
we
using the
needed some
tinted
kind
glass.
of reason. We needed some kind of reason to use the tinted glass.
It's a cool block though.
And I'm not
It
gonna lie, it looks kind of sick. Like it's different from black, gray glass and whatever.
Yeah.
It definitely fits the theme here.
Let's say the theme was built around the tinted glass, not the other way around.
Okay, fair enough, but it still fits the theme.
Oh, remember the van? Where the fuck is it?
The what?
Let's. Yeah,
The van.
Teleport to me. The RV.
Kessner CEO. Oh, the Nether RV.
Another RV, what the fuck?
Teleport to Hetzner CO CTP.
This is actually such a dedication to Breaking Bad show. What the heck?
Oh no way! There's a mini Nether lab.
What the fuck? Wow.
Oh man. This is
There
a
are-
private domicile, and I will not be harassed, bitch.
There are at least 2 dead guys in this RV.
Jesse, we have to brew.
Uh-oh.
All right. I feel like we have used this entire farm. Like we we talked about everything.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you're
Really
gonna
quick.
remember one more thing that you're gonna talk in a few time.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a really cool project to
It
work on.
was,
Like,
yeah, it was.
damn, it was challenging, but it was so satisfying. Like, that is such a cool farm. I love it.
I can't wait to do the out of memory again for the World Border Gold and like again get stuck in a freaking half a year long project.
No, this time we have a setup. You develop the sand
Not a
setup. where-
setup. We'll still need to build a deco, the farm itself. I'm getting about total, not like only the suppression.
Ah, okay, okay. Okay, we're getting off topic. Do our guests have any questions about the Wither Skeleton farm?
What did you guys use to make the walls?
It's
Provisionals.
as stuck did the walls with the commands, like the world edit. There's thing they did. It's like as edits, something like this. The plugin for paper, unfortunately, that they use for this funny stuff. Like it's a couple of different noises overlaid on each other, then coloring, and you can see like the stones are like one type, then over them we have erosion, and it's actually a really cool thing that still even Axiom doesn't have.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
This is math-driven decoration, basically.
Is the torch around the wall actually does anything? Like, is it like visually do anything?
And yeah, you can turn on
Turn on the night
shaders. It's
vision.
gonna be really sick.
Yeah.
Oh, my game will freeze again. Oh no,
I remember also questioning it, and Lame removed the torches, and the walls just look worse.
It didn't look at all
Like the
like
torches are actually improving the visuals of the walls.
But they are a pain to place though.
They
they
were.
were absolutely not.
No?
We didn't even
Well, I
notice them.
remember them being pretty annoying, to be fair.
To be honest, in the first part, the falling blocks were more annoying because I forgot to place correct strings, and they were
Ah.
like misplaced.
Fair. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, definitely. There is one thing that is out of this project, but it's such a good shit post that it's an extra
What are you talking about?
about spectating me.
Oh
God!
God, the
What the
door.
fuck is this?
But yeah, you can definitely ask your questions because the project is no more. Like we told everything about it. And,
Oh my
yeah.
god, what the heck?
And it's actually Zeus activated, so when the gods strike the lightning, it just activates the door.
The door open.
Oh.
Zeus activated. Okay.
Oh, so put the portal there.
Why does it use pistons? I thought it was observador.
Okay. So like I said, this was the last location of the main part of the tour. So I feel like now we should decide on a location where we want to take a group screenshot, and then we can do some like visit other locations like individually, because like maybe not everyone cares about the chicken jockey farm or something like that. Yeah. So where do we want to take a screenshot? I suggest we do it either next to either next to the big EOL mob farm or the Wither Skeleton farm.
I would vote for the Wither Skelly farm, personally.
On the gust.
Yeah, on the gas.
On top of the gast. On top of the gast.
On the gast.
Yeah,
On the
that
gast.
works.
Just taking the screenshot.
Yeah, let's all teleport to the ghast.
Who's at
Or
the
on the
ghast?
skeleton.
I am almost there.
Okay.
What the heck with that? Even
Yeah, I'm here.
Is
Would you
everybody
put it
here, or should I do a little bit of magic?
And Neverglide, do you like my portal?
A little bit of magic.
Oh, Felazar,
sorry
you
about that.
teleported us into the ghast.
I mean, It's a
is
faulty
inside.
command.
Why do I hear a raid?
Yeah,
Okay, there's an exit in one of the corners.
yeah, here.
Convenient.
Let's
Yeah.
try that again.
No, wait. I have to repair what I broke.
No,
Yeah.
I was already here.
Yes,
Wait, I have to
technically
repair
bad.
what I broke.
So we should stand here, kind of like facing here.
No, don't break it. Maybe we should do a bit of, button.
You know.
Oh, Mr. Max Mondays.
There we go.
Everyone look at the button.
Wait a second. I'm joining
What?
through my main.
Damn, so little space. There we go.
I'm coming.
Are you coming?
He's gonna come.
That's not very nice of you.
Wait one.
We have guests.
Okay, we
Lane.
definitely don't need player TNT kill. You don't need to be on the screenshot.
Where's load? There you go.
of course.
Let me
Yeah, remove
my
the glow.
Yeah, affect clear JK.
Oh, yeah.
Someone already did that. Or, yeah.
Remove armor, maybe.
Yeah, fair.
Good.
What?
Don't reach override this button.
You know what? Now that you mention it, I'm very tempted. Sleep.
Oh,
Oh
ENM
god.
is
Somebody died.
rip.
Rip.
Oh, you
Good that I
survived.
turned on keep inventory.
That was a smart idea.
BNM, why are you naked?
everyone is. Oh, yeah, he is actually naked.
No.
Naked.
He took it to a different level.
Wait, did you put up your sleeves before you put up your suit?
Of course.
The cut-off coat.
How do you do it every morning, JKM?
Your pants, then your sleeves, then your jacket. It's easy.
Okay, shaders don't really work in the Nether. They just don't.
They can, but you have to change the settings a lot.
Clearly, I haven't done it well enough. So I guess vanilla rendering is the way.
I think I have a decent configured shader pack.
Can someone mine the block with the TNT and the button so that we can take a screenshot from far?
Yeah, kind of annoying.
Great.
Reach override.
Reach override below it.
Okay, I guess I'll say it now because the official tour is over. Thanks everyone for being wanting to be toured, I guess, or joining. Well.
Yeah,
Thanks
it
for
was.
having us.
It was a wonderful experience. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for the tour.
Yeah, I feel very much motivated right now to do amazing things.
Oh, by the way, dude, this is another floating island build.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, Nether's
Wait, how many did we show them?
Okay, it was
One.
spawn palace, main storage, chessboard, wither
And this.
skeleton farm.
So 4.
Iron farm is surprisingly not a floating island. Passive mob farm is also not a floating island.
Technically, no.
Well, the farm is kind of floating, but that doesn't count.
But that doesn't really count because it's
Yeah, I think
still.
I get 4.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to not do a thing that floats if you don't have a floor.
Because,
aka
well,
void.
because yeah, exactly, Ruthro. It's like lying on minus 64 still, so it doesn't really count.
Okay,
Yeah.
has everyone got their screenshots?
I sent a couple in the chat. Guess you don't have it.
I'm gonna send a screenshot to server screenshots.
No.
I kind of like the screenshot I sent where like in the fourth
Yeah,
third,
same.
the last
It's
one.
good. It's good.
Oh, really nice.
Oh shit!
Now
The
I'm
guest,
gonna stop recording.
the guest
I'm
was
curious.
missing a single block.
Okay, so my recordings in total are 43 gigabytes. 43 gigabytes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know how much I
That's
just
too
downloaded
much.
from Wavetech, like files,
Oh,
and
no way
40.
you actually downloaded the 70 gigabytes replay file.
It compressed to 42.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you did enjoy it. It was quite long, I know, 3 hours is a lot, but thank you for watching the entire video. See ya!